I was doing photography also because this is my subject in fine arts. So I got some national selection in photography. That time Rajiv Gandhi was the prime minister. So I got a certificate. So somebody came from Doordarshan. They interviewed me. When I interviewed them, they asked so many questions. So I given the answer. Okay, आप तो बहुत बढ़िया बोलते हो. You talk very well. Why don't you come over as an anchor in this same program? That program called Kala Parikrama. Program Doordarshan. There was only one channel, so they used to cover all art and cultural activity in Delhi, and that was 23-minute program.
So, very good evening to all the listeners of Life Changing Junction podcast show. This is the first show of my podcast, and I'm very happy to host amazing soul, amazing artist, media professional to share amazing changing stories which he changed in his life, traveling many junctions. So, we have Mr. Qazi with us, who is working as an art director with National Herald Newspaper, having a huge experience working with media channels and travel to many different countries during war situations. At the same time, he is contributing to the life of the artist and he work as an art critic because his purpose is to bring the best out of the lives of the artist. So he brings all the critics looking at the improvement so that he could improve some areas in the lives of the artist. He is always invited for all the art shows, events as a special guest because whenever he speaks, he shares his golden heart. So without taking much time, I would like to invite amazing soul having lot of things to share, and I wholeheartedly welcome you, Kazi Saab. Over to you. Let our viewers know something about yourself.
Okay. Thank you very much. You are inviting me this on this program. I'm very, very thankful to you, Jasbir ji. I started my, you can say, career. I was in school. I started my working style from the almost from ninth class. In ninth class, I started sketching, drawing, making figures, even copying teachers' portrait inside the class. So many things I studied from there only. After some time, my parents wants to me to become an engineer, civil engineer. My father was a civil engineer, so they forced me to do mathematics, physics, chemistry. But it's very difficult for me to continue in this field because I was not good in studies. Only I am interested in art, only art. So I used to do a lot of sketches from film stars like Dalip Kumar, Madhubala, old film star Devanand, so many like this. So started career from that time only. And after that, there was so many publishing house in Meerut city. So I used to go there after my school. So I asked them need some artwork for from me. I can do that. Only you are in the ninth class. You are very small. But you can't do this. Just show me what do you want. You can see the in the school books. There is figures drawings about the subject, about the concept, whatever this. Some people are doing something, some animals figure, some lot of things. So he said, you are very young, so I will pay you five rupees per illustration. And that time they were paying for an artist, proper designer, almost 25 to 50 rupees. So I said, okay, fine. This is good for me. For 5 rupees is good for me because I was getting 10 paisa from my home for a school. So 10 paisa, if you compare with 5 rupees, very, very big amount. So I agree with that. Show me the samples. Can you do it free for 3 illustration? And yes, why not? When I did some illustration, he was very impressed. He said, "You are better than our designers." So I started from there. So I used to do some 2, 3 illustration per day. So I was earning around 15 rupees per day something. So the whole month I get 400, 500 something. My parents think I used to go for playing cricket something in wasting my time somewhere with my friend, but I used to go for, only for publishing house. So my background is very strong because of that only, because I started from the scratch. Nobody was teaching me the art from that time. So after when I was in 12th, so I used to a well-known young designer in Meerut city. So everybody approached me. Now my charges become 25 rupees, 20 rupees, something like that. And I used to study for my engineering studies also. I used to force me to do mathematics, physics, and so many things. So my father just got a job in out of country in Oman, Muscat. So I think that was a good opportunity for me to switch over to fine arts. My mother was not interested. My mother was saying just अच्छी number से pass को, that is fine. Not required any subject, whatever you want to do. So my father got a job in Oman. So I changed my BSc admission to BA Fine Art. That is also very interesting story. When I was in Meerut College, I was doing BSc in physics, chemistry, mathematics. Very difficult from 8 to 5 o'clock study. Whole day you are in college and you have to study at home. Very difficult for me. I can't make sketches, drawing, and so many things. I've seen the board. There is a Lalit Kala Vibhag in Meerut College. The very biggest college in UP. I gone there. I met head of the department, Mr. S.K. Sharma. I showed them my sketches, drawings to them. Yeah, oh, you are doing tremendous job. Wow, how can you do like this when I'm at home? Show me. Can you do a sketch in front of me? So I did his portrait in front of me within 15 minutes. He was amazed. Like, what do you want from me? Yeah, I want my transfer from BSc to BA Fine Arts. Oh, you can't do that. I have to speak to the Vice Chancellor. Okay, sir, fine. But you have to give the one test to qualify our bachelor degree examination. After 3 months, he has taken my special test and recommended to my vice chancellor of the university. So they recommend me. It's very good. It's good for the department. So that is my art education started. I was that time I applied for Jamia University. I applied for JJ School of Art. I applied for Nehru Lucknow College of Art. I got everywhere. I got an admission in fine arts. But due to my some conditions, my father was out of country. My brother was out of city. So I have to leave there. I have to bring my sabzi and meat and ghar ke sare kaam. I have to do everything beside education. So that's why I started my education on art from there. And after that, I got so many schools award. I can't explain here because it's a very short time. So every year, every 3 months, I get some award, some award, some award. And every newspaper of local Amar Ujala, Jagran, they used to print my stories. When I finalized my master degree, so I was teaching my classmate because they want to do more thing in art because in our course in a fine art there are so many things. There are sculpture, painting, modern art, miniature art, or theory, Indian history, European history, so many things. But we were confused what we'll do after this course. So I was doing already the graphic work, the illustration work, the book publishing work. So I had to teach them. They used to come. So I used to charge them for 75 rupees per month for tuition fees. So you can say after the 10th class, yeah, I have not taken any money from my home. Everything is done by me, including I bought a cycle in 10th class from my own pocket in 600 rupees. That was very
Wow.
interesting. Yeah. So after that, finishing my MA, so my father came to India. He asked me, "अब क्या करोगे बेटे? अब तो तुमने सब कुछ अपनी मर्जी का कर लिया. What will you do?" No, okay, give me 100 rupees. Okay, उन्होंने कहा, ठीक है, ये 100 rupees ले लो. So I taken 100 rupees. I came to Delhi, and I have seen this lot of paper in Nehru Place. So there was a paper called Job Ad. There was only job paper, only job vacancies are there. I find there was a vacancy of layout artists. So I called them from the PCO of Nehru Place, who said that person says come immediately if you can come. So that was in Sarpriya Vihar. So I gone there in 1 hour, and I showed my illustration and a lot of things. We are not interested in this. We need a designer for a magazine. We are running a magazine. So मैंने कहा, just show me the design. I can follow that. I don't know how to design this, but just if you show me, then I will copy that. I will follow that. He showed me some layouts. That time there was no computer, only layout on manually layouts on the sheets like that. So he asked me how much salary you are expecting. So I told him. So a lot of people were asking around 2,000, 2,500. I asked 1,200 because I was looking for a job. So he said, okay, done. Join from today only. So I joined there on Friday, and I said I have to go back home. So I have to discuss with my parents where I will stay in Delhi. Nobody was in Delhi, my connection. So I visited so many friends in Meerut. So I asked anybody friends in Delhi, कैसे लगेगा, how will get the stay place, room, and etc. So my friend, one of my friend brother was businessman in Delhi. So he asked me, he told me, you go there, you stay how many months you want, no problem, but free of cost, and you manage. So I gone to Shadra. There was some place. So I stayed there for 6 months. I was running from bus from Shadra to Sarpriya Vihar in South Delhi, and that time takes 50 rupees up one side. So I started like this. 6 months I understand what is magazine layout, what is design. So after that I switched over after 6 months, and another job I got 2,500 rupees, double of the salary. So my career in the graphic design, you can say in the media design. So it started from there in 1986, like that. And I've seen in Delhi a lot of people doing art shows and activities. So I visited so many galleries. I think I can do this. It's very simple. So I did some group shows and solo shows in Dalit Kala and IFX and so many places. But I was so busy because I'm working full time. So I think, and there was no selling that time. But difficult to invite visitors because there was no internet, nothing. You have to go personally there to deliver your invitation card, or that was very costly. You have to print an invitation card and so many things. So I decided I understand art, I do a lot of things. Why don't I go into different field in art field, like different era. So I started by writing in art and doing appreciation about the painting. So that is my start of, you can say, the art critic, the artist appreciation from that time. So I started that. तो फिर लोगों ने कहा you understand very well, you talk very well about art. So I was doing photography also because this is my subject in fine arts. So I got some national selection in photography. That time Rajiv Gandhi was the prime minister. So I got a certificate. So somebody came from Doordarshan. They interviewed me. When I interviewed them, they asked so many questions. So I given the answer. Okay, आप तो बहुत बढ़िया बोलते हो. You talk very well. Why don't you come over as an anchor in this same program? That program called Kala Parikrama. So in that program, Doordarshan, there was only one channel. So they used to cover all art and cultural activity in Delhi, what is happening, and that was 23-minute program. So he offered me, so can you do our program? And yes, sir, I can do it. So I gone to Doordarshan. So that time was around 90s, 92 something, 91. So I started from writing scripting for Doordarshan and starting voiceover and as an anchor. So I interview almost, you can say, India's top artists from, you named anyone like M.F. Hussain, Jatin Das, Ramchand Nair, Arpana Kaur, huge list, so-called very senior artist over there. तो उससे क्या benefit हुआ? I have seen their painting, their answer about their painting. So I understand more about art. I learned a lot of things from them. What they say about human form, what they say about landscape, what they call material like acrylic color or oil color and watercolor, gouache color. What is technique? What is the importance of the color? How they make portraits? So I've learned a lot of things on the practical, you can say. So I can understand. Okay, now whenever I go, to I can easily make out क्या बनाया है, क्या intentionally बनाया है, somebody copies, somebody original something. So that time was very good. I almost anchored 5 years in Doordarshan side by side as my job, and I interviewed youngster also. Now they are become very big, well-known artists now. But 25 years they were nothing. So I interviewed them. So many youngsters called me, sir, मेरा interview कर दो. So I used to call at least 5-10 artists together because you are not so senior. So I will interview 2 minutes, 3 minutes for each and every artist. So that's why I interview almost more than thousands of artists, youngsters. So everybody knows me, all College of Art, all artists. So that is the work I was doing in from you can say the 1986.
Wow. So what a wonderful journey. You also took a change of junction. That was a life-changing junction moment for you when you decided that you won't study what your father is asking you to do. And you
Absolutely.
entered the college. I must congratulate your VC who
Thank you.
trusted you and who gave you the opportunity to switch over the program, and you proved it. So I believe this is the biggest message to the education sector also, that we should look at what child is trying to do, and the
Absolutely.
kind of courage you took is something commendable. Really, it's a message for
Oh,
you. This is something very rare students do, going and approaching the VCs and telling them, I do not want to study this subject. And I believe this is something very big message for the parents also. When you said your father wanted you to become civil engineer,
yeah.
everyone wanted their kids to become engineer, but art is something where very rare parents, no doubt nowadays things are changing, but those time things were not very cordial in terms of
Absolutely.
students and youngsters thinking for career. And the biggest insight I love from your teen to 20s journey, when you started working and you gained 5 years of experience, you learned, not earned. Once you
Absolutely.
were working for Doordarshan, that's the biggest message I believe, as they are working early career professionals. Once we start work, So our purpose should be learned. So that's a very beautifully crafted answer you gave, that once you were taking their interviews, you learned a lot about art from them.
Absolutely.
And that's how you could come out to be a best art critic and you could understand what they were doing. So let us just understand, as you said, that you have interviewed so many people. So can we have any memorable experience, maybe your first interview, how you faced that interview when you interviewed your first artist in the Dordarshan as an anchor? If you
Yeah,
remember.
I can't remember the first interview, but
Okay,
I'll give you some different type of interview on
sure.
interesting stories about. So I visited Shamshad Hussain house, the son of MF Hussain. So
Okay,
he was the that time there was no installation in art field in Delhi or in India. You can say that was the beginning era of you can say the installation. So he done some installation. There was so many translude canvas. There was some mannequin, some drawings on the canvas inside his home in Canning Lane. I told you something very interesting. In every newspaper, in every magazine, art critic means those who are youngsters who came into the media, journalism. They can't do hardcore politics. So editor says, "अरे please इस लड़की को उधर भेज दो. She can intrude. She can talk to the artist." It's like that. Only you can say 3, 4 art critics in Delhi that time. तो देव सुनीत चोपड़ा हैं साहब हैं और कॉल साहब थे. So 3, 4 art critic was there. Nobody was interested to writing on art, something like that. So they just gone there, they asked from the artist, ये painting कैसे बनी है, इसका what is size, what is the topic. That was the only story. But I used to ask in depth about the particular art composition. So that time I asked so many questions with Shamshad Bhai, and now he's no more, is gone. So I asked why, what happened to this drawing? Why color is flowing from the canvas? Oh yeah, don't ask this question. Please switch off the camera. We'll talk separately. So he take me to his drawing room in Canning Lane. Don't ask so many difficult question. यार, this is because ये गीला था रात में. I did my sketch, but ये सूखा नहीं सुबह तक. That's why it's happened like this. It's not a texture, it's not a creativity, but a lot of young art critics that time they were appreciating that texture, this flowing of the water. They were thinking this is the creativity of शमशाद भाई. उन्हें यार गलती हो गई, माफ करो भाई, ऐसा सवाल मत पूछो. So it's like that was very interesting kissa that time. And another kissa was I was sitting with A. Ramachandran Nair. He's the highest paid painter in Delhi, you can say, in India, after MF Hussain. तो उन्होंने बुलाया कि he was a professor and head of the department of Jamia University, the fine art department. He okay, come for a shoot. Okay, so he was living in Bharati Artist Colony. There was only artists living there. So उन्होंने he has arranged so many things for me. Some sweets, cakes, biscuit and chai and so many things. So he was very happy that I am taking his interview. So he to ask me what is your background, something. I told him I did this and that. Okay, when I know, sir, you are the big professor, you know the this thing and that thing. That time he was doing a series called Urvashi Devi series. So I asked, I seen the painting very deeply. I so many questions. कि सर ये कब बनाई, कैसे बनाई, medium, ये वो size, wise. After this, I asked why you did this treatment in water. He's done some water, some Devi taking bath on the water, standing near the pond. So I asked the question, why the treatment of the water is like a miniature painting of Mughals? इस क्वेश्चन को सुनने के बाद वो भड़क गए. You are just my student. Don't ask this nonsense question. मैंने this is the style. This is style in already in Akbar Nama and so many 500 साल पुरानी painting. Why you copy that? Oh, मैंने जैसे I told him you copied that. He भड़क बहुत हंगामा हो गए. He just hold me from here and out from his house. So
Wow.
that was very even the cameraman was saying why this old man is behaving like this. मैंने कहा just one question. You change your question. मैंने कहा I will not change my question. This is my question. You have to answer me. You are not understand this. No, whatever. But you say I'm wrong. That is fine. But you have to answer the question. मैंने सारा चाय और हाथ में मेरे मिठाई था तो आई हैव टू पुट देयर. उन्होंने पकड़ा यहाँ से मुझे बाहर निकाल दिया. तो दैट वाज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग. और फिर दूरदर्शन में वो टेलीकास्ट नहीं हुआ क्योंकि अधूरा शूट किया था. तो ये एक बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग स्टोरी हुई.
In fact, this is a story which gives a message that youngsters always ask very deep questions. And
Absolutely.
at times, elders find it very difficult to accept the kind of critique questions youngsters ask. And that's the purpose with this life changing junctions also. I really would like to spread this message with such stories that understand youngster observe many things. So if we know something, I believe with your answer again, I could correlate the dots that if we know something, we should say them, and if we don't know, we should appreciate them. And we heard those stories. I wish we also should hear the amazing junction you changed when you went to Afghanistan.
That was really very interesting question you asked, and you know about the Afghanistan trip. So I was doing simple job. One of the editor of Tribune, Hari Singh Saab, he's a very well-known journalist in India. तो ही कॉल्ड मी, अरे मियाँ कुछ पैसा वैसा करना है, कमाना है. मैंने कहा सर बताइए कुछ पार्ट टाइम काम है करने. नो नो, आई अप्लाइड देयर दैट टाइम इन ट्रिब्यून. तो ही टोल्ड मी कि ट्रिब्यून हैज अ फिक्स सैलरी सिस्टम, यू कांट आस्क, देयर हैव अ स्ट्रक्चर ऑफ सैलरी, you can't bargain them. So that time, from that time, I used to know him. My friend of one of the senior journalists, Ashwini Bhatnagar Saab, he was also working with him. He introduced me Hari Singh Saab in media villa in Gurgaon. So he called me, can you go to Afghanistan? मैंने कहा सर for what purpose? They want to launch a newspaper. मैंने कहा newspaper तो I can do that. This is my job. I can do that, no problem. लेकिन तो आपको कल जाना है. Yes, I don't have anything, visa and everything you need. Then that is will take care. What is the paper? No, even he does not have any idea. Somebody asked from the ministry and whatever, some department. He has given, somebody has given appointment to some other places. So he called me. Okay, we'll go together. We'll see what they want. So okay, so we gone to the Kabul. It's very, that time bombing was there, very serious matter. Our parents were not agree. But I told them, okay, it's very interesting. I used to live in Meerut. There were so many riots happening and we were roaming around. So what is the same thing is there in the Afghanistan. Okay, जब हमने land किया, that time the plane was landing, there were so many helicopters, टूटे फूटे पड़े हैं, so many aeroplane, पूरा wreck, लग रहा है हम कबाड़ खाने के अंदर आ गए. There is only runway was clean. There is no even cold water inside the airport. तो बड़ा डर गया मैं. तो उनसे बात किया. तो वी गॉन टू द मिनिस्ट्री ऑफिस देयर इन अफगानिस्तान. हमने कहा व्हेन डू यू वांट टू लॉन्च अ पेपर, व्हाट इज योर पेपर नेम? नहीं, यू हैव टू डिसाइड, टेल मी व्हाट वी कैन डू. मैंने कहा यू डोंट नो द नेम ऑफ द पेपर. देयर वाज जीरो, देयर वाज नथिंग. There was some 2-3 computer operator was sitting there. There were 2-3 computers. I have old computer. There was no good quality software inside that. I find out them. I asked them who is the editor. So that man, Mr. Dr. Shafir Rahel, he was the editor he was the editor, and he was before professor in US somewhere. Even he was not aware about how to launch a paper. He was good in English. He was a good writer, but he don't know how to launch, how to make a pages and something like that. So I asked him, you need this much system. I asked them, I told them, there was nothing. How can I launch? They planned already, we are launching on Friday. There are only 3 days left. There was nothing, no equipment, nothing. So how can you launch? Oh, he called editor. Yeah, you don't know. He called minister also, information. You don't know these things, and how can you launch a paper? It's like that. You talk to him properly. So I make a list. What is required for the newspaper? I give it to both the people and this and that. So this is the cost. You need a cost for this. You need there was no. After that, I asked them where you will print. So many presses. So I gone there. There was no newspaper printing press. They can print only poster, brochure, something like that. But newspaper printing is a different machine. That is called web offset. So there was no printing machine. It's very difficult. So I asked them, you have to buy a printing machine, and then okay, no, fine. So I told them, I can't stay here. I will make a project in Delhi. I'll give the detail. I will buy some computer from there. I will manage some journalists there or something like that. Some people to work here. We need so many sub-editor, reporters, photographers, writer, proofreader, on so many computer operator, computer designers, or illustrator. So I told them, I given them the detail list. तो एम्बेसडर बोला अरे इन्होंने तो मुझे मालूम ही नहीं था. सो मेनी थिंग इज रिक्वायर्ड. दे वर सेइंग नेक्स्ट वीक दे आर लॉन्चिंग. तो आफ्टर almost 3 months I did a dummy copy for a newspaper. I give it to them and given them the 15 days training there, how to do the layout and that was the Co-Express was the latest software. They were working on PageMaker. So I given them the software also, and all this. They started the newspaper, and I given them the name also. That is called Afghanistan Time. There was only one paper called Kabul. Outlook Kabul, that was English paper, and the other was all four language paper. There were four languages there. Oh, that was very interesting. Kissa, the newspaper launched there, and everybody was happy. Everybody was offering me the nationality of the country, and they are offering me so many money. I can't stay there. It's very so. That time I was living in Continental Hotel in Kabul. That was there are only 2 5-star hotel. Maybe I don't know. Maybe more. Continental in Kabul Sarina. So I was living on top floor. There was all pilot and so many big shots of India and Iran. They were living there. So I used to stay there. So I asked them, I want to eat something. I want to do something. So they said, okay, you eat. I given them $25. No. You are his president guest. I was not aware about this. I am president guest. So I can do anything there. I can dance. I can go gym. I can eat anything. I can entertain anyone. So I was not aware of all this. There was a Pakistani manager. He told me, I will show you the letter. This is the president. You are a Mr. Karzai guest. So you can avail any facility here. That was very interesting. And there was another, my second room, there was a guy from US. He was giving the all different newspaper printouts in 300 rupees one paper. If you want Times of India, they were having a big printer. So whatever information, because there was no circulation, no like this in India. So people used to go by hand to deliver the newspaper. So that was very interesting. I had to buy some newspaper from him to understand what is happening here, what India's perspective, US perspective, what they are writing. So that was very interesting. And I visited it in Kurta Pajama without their permission. The art college, university there, and Sultani Museum is there. There's a super museum in Afghanistan. Nobody visited there because it's locked. You have to take permission and give them the fees as a foreigner. So I visited the university. I given one lecture also in the university, and they offered me, why don't you join here? So it's very interesting, and so many things. There in Kabul. That time, that was 2006. Still, the paper is number 1 there. It's running.
Wow. So great confidence. Your parents were not allowing you to go.
Yeah.
So how did you get that courage that time? How old you must be that time?
I think 2006, you can say I'm 55 now. So
Okay.
something like that.
Your family was not allowing. So as you said that you already saw riots in Meerut nearby. So how difficult and how easy that decision was for you and for your family, knowing that you are going to a war zone country and knowing that lot many things are happening there. So what was the transition you faced?
Somebody from the government, he says, अरे दिल्ली में इतने पॉल्यूशन से लोग मर जाते हैं तो बम से मर जाने में क्या डिफरेंस है? आप पॉल्यूशन से मर जाओगे या बम से मर जाओगे? There is no difference at all. So he told me this story. मैंने कहा okay, but मेरा कुछ safe side होगा. You will be staying in a safe place because that hotel is on mountain. फिर जब सब जगह हंगामा हो जाएगा, लास्ट में आपके पास आएंगे वो लोग. तो that was the situation there. तो on mountain there was a hotel, 3rd floor there was a swimming pool. और सबसे इंटरेस्टिंग बात यह है कि वहां पर जितने भी लोग थे वो इंडियन को बड़ा लाइक करते थे. एक सरदार जी वहां पर एक इंडियन एम्बेसी के पास वो अपने फोटो शॉप है उनका. तो मैं गया, मैंने बोला नमस्कार साहब. अरे वो चौंक गया कि नमस्कार बोला किसने, कि उसने मुझे फौरन एक फोटो एल्बम फ्री दी. मेरे फोटो उसने फिल्म डेवलप कराया. तो बड़ा फेमस था, उनका नाम अभी मुझे याद नहीं आ रहा, सरदार साहब का. तो उनका स्टूडियो वहाँ बहुत बड़ा स्टूडियो था, फोटो स्टूडियो. तो सारे जर्नलिस्ट जाके अपने फोटो प्रिंट उनसे बनवाते थे. तो मैं विजिट किया, अरे आप कह रहे हमें बहुत पसंद है, पंजाब बड़ा पसंद है, इंडिया बड़ा पसंद है. लेकिन वो सब लोग पश्तो में बात करते थे, सारे लोग, मतलब हाँ. तो लैंग्वेज थोड़ा सा बैरियर होता था. और उनका पगड़ी का जो पहनने का तरीका वो भी इंडिया से अलग था. और एक और खास बात देखी उन्होंने, सभी लोगों का वहाँ पे जो रवैया था ना, वो एक वहाँ पर बड़ा इक्वल सा रवैया है कि आप अगर किसी, हमारा जो ड्राइवर था या पियोन जो काम कर रहा था, वो मिनिस्टर के साथ हम लोग डिनर करते. देयर इज नो कंपैरिजन लाइक इंडिया कि आप जब वो सब लोग गले मिलते थे. वहाँ पे गले मिलना बहुत जरूरी है कि आप गले मिल रहे हैं. तो ये दैट वाज अ सिचुएशन दैट वाज वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग। मैंने कहा ये तो बहुत अच्छी बात है। मैंने बोला एक बार कि यार ये अब जैसे फोटोग्राफर ने हमसे सबने सबसे गले मिला, उसने मुझे अपना एक उनका फ्लावर शॉप भी था किसी सरदार का, वो मेरे पास फोटो है, तो उन्होंने हमें बोला कि वहां से आप बुके ले सकते हैं। जैसे हम वहां जाते हैं वो शॉपकीपर फौरन गए और बोलता है इंडियन है, आर्यन है, हम भी आर्यन है, आप भी आर्यन है। तो उन लोगों का ये फीलिंग है, इंडिया वालों को तो बहुत लाइक करते थे वो कि भाई अब इंडियंस आ गए, इंडिया हमें, क्योंकि इंडिया काफी सारा दे आर डूइंग सो मेनी स्कूल्स कॉलेजेस देयर, रोड्स देयर, सारे पॉजिटिव एंड दैट्स व्हाई they were looking for a newspaper to do what they are doing, to show the Americans
Okay.
people, to show the English belt, because there was only four paper and that was Dari and Pashto language, Arabic language, Persian language. So they were looking for a Indian perspective, Indian newspaper. Now still they are running a very well web portal also, or they are running a newspaper also, the same newspaper. And I found so many interesting thing there कि जब भी मैं गया वहाँ पर किसी आर्ट कॉलेज में आर्टिस्ट से मिलने, तो उन्होंने बहुत मुझे रिक्वेस्ट किया कि हमें तो कभी ऐसा मौका मिला ही नहीं कोई हमारे पास आए बात करने के लिए, और आप कैसे इतनी हिम्मत करके आप आ गए, म्यूजियम में आ गए, आर्ट कॉलेज में आ गए। तो मैंने उनको आर्ट के बारे में, अभी काफी आर्टिस्ट मेरे से कनेक्टेड है वहाँ के लोग, वो चाहते हैं हमें इंडिया में शो करें, तो इस तरह का बहुत अच्छा लगा। और मैंने वहां पर एक कितना मतलब गेस्ट का बड़ा रेस्पेक्ट बहुत जबरदस्त मुझे मिला, जहाँ या तो उनको मालूम था मैं कहीं स्पेशल तरीके से आया, वो हो सकता है, लेकिन वो मैंने देखा हमेशा वहां पर हर एक आदमी का उस तरह का गेस्ट जाना बड़ा रेस्पेक्ट देते हैं, फौरन आपको अच्छी तरह ट्रीट करते हैं। तो ये
Wow.
बड़ा इंटरेस्टिंग जर्नी है।
Wow. So nowadays, as you are holding a position of advisory with Word Design University, so how do you see the transition in current generation, and as they are looking forward for their career, the mindset of the parents, and being you are in this position, you meet many young artists. What are the few things you see in the current generation? They are changing their junctions. So how do you see that?
Yeah, definitely, when computer launch in India, the total scenario is changed because now the design quality is improved a lot of, because that time we were doing only manual things. There were limited design, and now everybody knows Photoshop, CorelDRAW, so many software who support the design. Even that time there was even parent. Now I am become parent, so I understand all this. So that parents were very traditional education parent. There was only आप सवाल पूछते थे, देयर वाज ओनली वन क्वेश्चन, आर यू टीचर, नो, आर यू लॉयर, नो, आर यू डॉक्टर, नो। आप जब ये सब नहीं तो क्या करते, व्हाट डू यू डू इफ यू आर नथिंग? So now people understand what is textile designing, fabric designing, graphic design, painting. I have so many careers there. Or even when I become the advisor with the World University of Design, it's a very unique university, the only university in India, the Design and Art University. We have institute, colleges, but there is no university, such type of university like. There should be more university like this. So there is a specific course for a designer, a specific for painter. So everybody can go. And now it's very, if you go to the pan wala, you ask the phone number, he will give you the visiting card. Now, everybody conscious about the presentation, look and feel. Even this CWG games, they have vacant a post. We are looking for a look and feel art director. Before that, there was no post. It's a new concept. How do you feel? How do you look and how you feel? How's your reaction? If you go to the road, you can see the hoardings in the particular height. There was different particular tone, particular color, particular model. As per the, if you're driving the car, so you can easily see the hoarding. This is the latest technology. Before that, there was nothing. There was only painter was doing the banners, painter was doing the hoarding. Now the designer making banner and poster and give it to the printer. So this concept is totally, everybody wants the presentation. The government university, there was syllabus was 50 years old. The same now has become totally changed. The new syllabus, new style of courses introducing, like World University of Design, like MIT and other Sharda University and so many other universities. But traditional courses in Jamia Millia Islamia, College of Art, they have traditional courses. Definitely advanced in comparison to you other state. But the modern universities, the latest universities, they are definitely doing different thing. A new theory, like you can say that they started illustration course separately, graphics course separately. There was only BFA, Bachelor of Fine Arts, everything you have to study in the course. But nowadays, every branch has a separate. Same thing like in law, criminal lawyer separate, corporate law अलग है, logo के lawyer अलग है, company law अलग. So many things in the law section. And I told you one of the story of my interesting story. When I was working, I was thinking we had to do some coffee table book. So I did so many coffee table book work in different publication house, from India Today to Business Today to Today's Traveler. So I think I can do some coffee table book that is very good for money wise and security wise. So I decided to do a coffee book, how the lawyers live their life. They are so rich, they are earning 1 crore per day, something like that. So how they live their life. So I discussed with my one of the friend, she is also lawyer. She discussed with Mr. very senior lawyer Lalit Bachin Saab. Can you do a book on this? This is a brilliant idea. Nobody has done. Still nobody has done in India or Asia such type of book. This is 464 pages book, The Legal Luminaries of India, in which we have selected 100 lawyers from all over India. We visited all over places in India for 2 years. We interviewed them. We asked them, what do you eat? What is your liking of dress? What destination you like? Which restaurant you like? How you got your wife? How your children doing? The personal story. Such a rich person, such a rich lawyer, how they lived. तो ये हमारा जैसे मॉडल, वी हैव डन अ मॉडलिंग फॉर ईच एंड एवरी लॉयर. इवन somebody use makeup artist also to shoot the photograph. So that was a very interesting job which I did in 2000, from 2012 to 2014. That was also a work of art, plus a different publication, plus different concept, different type of coffee table book.
Fine.
It's one of the interesting part of my journey, you can say. Like,
Wow. Good to hear this. And how about you are a painter, publisher, photographer, and you have some knowledge of sculpture, because I know that you made your projects at the last moment, and then you have a keen knowledge about calligraphy. If I ask you, out of all such verticals of art, which one you find more close to your heart and why?
basically, sketching is just a very important thing. If you can draw immediately anywhere, then I feel very happy inside from inside. After the sketching, it's like a grammar of the subject. If you know the language, so you have to know the good grammar. You can. That's why I can't speak good English because I don't know the subject properly. In comparison of art, you can say same thing in art. If you know the basic things, how to do anatomy drawing, how the real form of a particular shape like chair, table, human form, and anything, tree, something. So you have to understand the basic form of a object. If you can draw properly, realistic way, then first you make the realistic way, then you go for an abstract, then you go for a symbolical thing. That is very interesting. When I can draw anywhere, anything. This is my passion, you can happiness, and that's why I understand whatever the youngsters are painting, doing drawing and sketching. I can easily understand कि इसको drawing नहीं आती है, यानी कि कोई grammar नहीं आती. तो वो कहते पेंटिंग अच्छी क्यों नहीं लग रही है. यानी यार अब वो ज्यादा पूछते हैं तो आई कैन टोल्ड देम, अरे यार तुम्हारा बेसिक ड्राइंग गलत है. अब बेसिक गलत है तो फिर अच्छी बुरा लगेंगे तो सेकेंडरी पहले. फर्स्ट यू नो द बेसिक थिंग, देन यू गो फॉर योर, मतलब 3 एलिमेंट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. फर्स्ट यू थिंक व्हाट डू यू वांट टू डू, उसके बाद यू हैव टू डू द whatever you're planning to execute that thing, what you are thinking, and after that, is it new, is it creative, is somebody has done before, is it copy. So that is 4 or 5 elements you have to find out, then you can say the quality, and then you can say the maturity. So that is the thing.
So if I ask your next journey as a parent, so how do you see your younger generation, your kids, maybe their friends, maybe in your circle, how many people are thinking of the same career? You have two very different vertical, media and art, clubbed together. So if I ask you, out of these two variation, which is one of the best career, and where do you see people in your network knowing you opt for the better career perspective as a parent even today? Because as you mentioned, your father also wanted you to become civil engineer. Still that madness is there for engineering and doctorate, lawyers, all such. So is there anything which has changed in the mindset as we change the next junction, we become parent and we become elder? So any message for the parents?
No, it's very interesting. Even a lot of parents called me, asked me, my daughter is doing it, my son is doing this sketching, but he's in science background, commerce background, but he's interested in the drawing. They ask me, when I was a student, nobody asked like this question. Just you go there, you study there. You do this. Even I have two sons. They are not interested in art. They don't.
Oh,
They can't drawing a single line. So I am not forcing them. You can't teach the art. If
wow.
art basically this should be inside. If you get the education in the same field, then you will get definitely better. Education is very good idea. The old artists, there was no college, there was no system. Just they are self-taught artists. But now they have degrees in different field of art. अंदर से आपके निकल के आ रहा है कि I want to become an artist. If you go for the course also, then you will be successful. That is the situation. So you can't force to anyone. Same thing if you go for a suppose MA Hindi, MA English, you can't become a writer. You can understand the language better definitely from like ordinary person, but you can't be a writer, you can't be a singer like that. So same thing in art. If there are 40 students, 5 will become an artist,
Wow.
35 will be in a part of the art field, they will do something in art, but hardly 20%, 25% will become an artist because they are born for an art that is required for an artist. अब आजकल क्या हो रहा है, lot of people say my daughter should go for a painting, my son goes to something, they do some creativity, but that they will not learn, they will not understand. They can do some sketch whatever, but real art वो अंदर ही होता है. If you are inside an artist, then you become a good artist. That is my feeling. You can't get everything from the course. They teach you whatever they teach you, that is not 100% practical life. They just teach you the Indian history of art, they teach you European history, they teach you how to drawing, how to put the color, what is the medium, what is the base. They can't hold your hand and teaching like this. But if you have power, you can draw it. So
Wow.
now the parent should see the interest of the student, and if he's very much interested. Last month, some lawyer sent me his ninth class son drawing. So I told him he will go to the art straight away. So because he has no education, nothing, no, not understanding of caricature, illustration, drawing, but he's doing it means inside he can do. If he go for a course, he will be successful artist or illustrator like that.
Wow. And I really love it when you said that art has to come from within, and you quoted a very good example that if you are learning MA Hindi or you are doing English MA, you can't become a writer.
Yes,
So I believe that goes with every field. If you're not
absolutely,
passionate about what you are doing, what your soul is asking you to do, so I
absolutely.
don't think so we can do anything in our life. That's a wonderful message. Okay, let's come to, as the name says, that this is a life-changing junction. Any life-changing moment which you always remember that turned out to be life-changing junction in your whole life till now?
Basically, I'm born as an artist. So I want to become an artist. Still, I want to become an artist. I'm trying for an artist. I'm learning from art. I'm teaching art. And every day I'm getting lessons. I'll give the very interesting example. I was crossing JNU University. There was a juice wala, young boy, 12 years old, standing and selling the juice in the corner in the June month. I asked him, why you are standing here? There was no shop, nothing, jungle. You are, sir, आपको पता नहीं है? मैंने क्या पता नहीं है कि सर जैसे ही कोई कार क्रॉस करती है रेड लाइट से आगे जाती है तो सिर्फ मेरा जो है ठेला नजर आता है और गर्मी का दिन होता है तो वो रूह जाता है फिर मेरा जूस पीता है. मतलब वो आर्टिस्ट है बेसिकली, वो साइकोलॉजी समझ रहा है उस आदमी की. तो ही इट्स लाइक दैट, ही इज अ वेरी ब्रिलियंट आर्टिस्ट. आप कभी फ्रूट खरीदने जाइए, आप बोलिए मुझे एप्पल चाहिए, मैंगो चाहिए, आप उसका ठेला जो है ना, जो उसका सब गड़बड़ कर देते हो, कहीं से अपनी चॉइस से उठा लेते हो. आपके जाने के बाद सडनली ही चेंज द लेआउट, द डिजाइन ऑफ द ठेला, ही इज शिफ्टिंग द एप्पल फ्रॉम डिफरेंट एंगल. तो इट मींस ही इज अ डिजाइनर, इज एन आर्टिस्ट. उसको पढ़ने की जरूरत है. तो ऐसे बहुत सारे आर्टिस्ट रियल में आर्टिस्ट होते हैं. आपने अपनी मदर या ग्रैंड मदर या नानी दादी से पूछा, सडनली बोलती हैं कि ये सोफा यहाँ ठीक नहीं लग रहा है, ये आपने क्यों रख दिया है. मतलब उनको फीलिंग है, कंपोजिशन जो है ना, कंपोजिशन की समझ है कि कंपोजिशन में कौन चीज कहाँ होनी चाहिए, कितनी हाइट में होनी चाहिए. बेसिकली दे आर डिजाइनर. वो स्टडी नहीं किया, कॉलेज नहीं किया, उस फील्ड में नहीं है, बट दे आर डिजाइनर. तो ऐसे बहुत सारे लाइव एग्जाम्पल्स होते हैं. तो मुझे वो ऑब्जर्व करने का बड़ा मजा आता है. तो मैं ऑब्जर्व करता हूँ लोगों को, मार्केट में जाता हूँ, अब पान वाले से पान लेने जाते हैं, उसको बोलते हैं कि पान दो, तो वो सब चीजें ठक करके डालता है, रोक रोक कर. जब सब कुछ खाना है चम्मच में डाल के क्यों नहीं दे रहे? वो नहीं, वो अपने मेंटली सेटिस्फाइड होता है कि मैंने प्रॉपर डिजाइन किया पान को, और उसके बाद प्रेजेंटेशन किया, उसके बाद आपने मोड़ा मुंह में डाल दिया. मतलब उसको डिजाइनर से तो हर आदमी को सेटिस्फेक्शन है। आप भी स्टॉल पे जाते हैं, आप भी कपड़ा खरीदने जाते हैं, सडनली बोलते हैं मुझे वो निकाल दो, वो कहता नहीं यार ये ले लो, नहीं नहीं मुझे वही चाहिए। तो इसका मतलब आपके अंदर भी कोई एस्थेटिक्स वैल्यूज है, आपकी एस्थेटिक समझ है आपको। अब ये जो वर्ड है एस्थेटिक्स, जो वैल्यूज है, आर्ट में ज्यादा स्टडी करने से आपको वैल्यूज बढ़ जाती है, आपको ज्यादा समझ में आ जाता है चीजें कि ये चीज यहाँ रखनी है, इसको यहाँ उठाना है, इसको यहाँ रख, इसका कलर ये रखना है, उसका कलर ये रखना है। तो वो वहीं से सारी चीज शुरू होती है। आप सडनली आपने उन्होंने बोला कोलगेट बनाना है, तो कोलगेट के लिए कौन सा कलर, रेड कलर क्यों चूज किया उसने, बच्चों के लिए बनाना है तो पिंक क्यों यूज किया। तो ये सब जो डिजाइनर्स हैं, जो उसके मैन्युफैक्चर है, वो आर्ट को समझते हैं, क्योंकि हमें हमारा जो बायर है, हमारा जो कंज्यूमर है, हमारे किस चीज को अट्रैक्ट होगा। तो बेसिकली एवरीबडी इज एन आर्टिस्ट, उसके अंदर एस्थेटिक सेंस है, लेकिन आर्टिस्ट की थोड़ा एस्थेटिक सेंस अलग है, थोड़ा सा उसकी बढ़ गई है, समझ लीजिए ज्यादा है वट, तो वो जल्दी चीजों को समझ जाता है। तो मैं एक जयपुर में एक फिल्म देखने गया हूँ, जयपुर का बड़ा फेमस सिनेमा हॉल है, नाम मुझे याद नहीं आ
राजकमल।
रहा, राजकमल।
राजकमल।
हाँ राजकमल। तो मैं फिल्म नहीं देखी मैंने, क्योंकि मैंने पहली बार ऐसा सिनेमा देखा, तो कंप्लीटली वुडन इंटीरियर उसका, और ऐसा मतलब बहुत ट्रेडिशनल आर्किटेक्चर है उसका। तो मैंने 1 घंटा इसी पे लगाया कि यार ये तो अलग तरह का है, टोटली डिफरेंट। ये यहाँ पे कहीं आयरन, कहीं गिलास का यूज नहीं है, कहीं इस तरह की चीजें वो यूज नहीं है। तो ऐसा होता है कि मतलब आपके आर्टिस्ट हैं, और जैसे हम फिल्म देखने जाते हैं तो हमारे दिमाग में ये होता है इसका कैसा, किस एंगल से कैमरा लिया होगा, कहाँ से लाइटिंग की होगी, कैसे डायलॉग कैसे बोला होगा, कैसे ब्रेक, तो हम टेक्निकलिटीज में चले जाते हैं। तो हर वक्त मतलब माइंड में आर्ट 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 कंपोजिशन रहता है। तो इससे सीखने को तो डेफिनेटली मिलते हैं, और हम ज्यादा अच्छा परफॉर्म कर सकते हैं। तो वो कहते हैं कि विद इन आर्ट होना जरूरी है।
Wow, so I could correlate this aesthetic values because know your unique self has got some compositions of know your unique self. We all have aesthetic values. That's a very wonderful point.
Yeah,
पान वाला एक साथ नहीं डालता है चीजें. That is something really magical because
yeah,
everyone has got an art of selling. Because whatever we
absolutely,
do in our life, that has got some component of art. So that's really
absolutely.
very wonderful thing. So now I really would like to know one thing, like someone who inspired your life a lot, that changed and shaped your life as a person, as a professional, and as an individual.
The only one man is there, the M.F. Hussain. So I
Oh,
admire it. I admire it from the bachpan, you can say. I want to become M.F. Hussain, लेकिन ड्यू टू सम सर्कमस्टांसेस और फाइनेंशियल चीजें, तो हमें लगा कि हम ग्राफिक में चले जाएं, डिजाइन में चले जाएं, तो इमीडिएटली यू विल गेट द सैलरी। हो सकता है वेट करता है फॉर 15 ईयर 20 ईयर टू ओनली डू ऑन पेंटिंग, तो हो सकता है उस स्टेज पे पहुंचे हैं। तो वो उस तरह की लाइफ तो इंडिया में किसी आदमी की नहीं है। नोबडी हैज सच ए लाइफ लाइक एम.एफ. हुसैन, नॉट इवन इन द वर्ल्ड, यू कैन से। लाइक आफ्टर पिकासो ही इज द ओनली मॉडर्न आर्टिस्ट इन इंडिया, and he started his career without education, belonged to a very poor family. So I was thinking to become another Hussain of the India, but it's not done. I was thinking, still thinking, when I will become a Hussain. His publicity became after when he's become 50 of age. पूरा लाइफ का कैरियर, तो उसका जो लाइफ की यंग जर्नी थी वो उनकी स्ट्रगल में चली गई। When he will become a 50, then he will become a star of India, and people understand, and even educated artists understand that he is an artist. They were every time they were saying he's a hoarding painter. He does not know art. He just paint like this. Then after some time, when Picasso appreciated him in 1972, the only artist from India is M.F. Hussain. So that's the thing. He was not having any PA, no assistant, no studio, no special colors. Now you go to the any young artist, they will say I will use London color, फलाने जापान से आया है। He was not aware all this. He was just drawing and drawing and drawing. So I am a fan of him,
wow.
and my life is only devoted to him. That's all.
Wow. So you said very nicely that if you would have waited for 15 years, not only search for a livelihood, you would have certainly make a different choice in your life. So
Absolutely.
I believe that is also life-changing junction for you where you
Yes.
decided to do something, but you gave up. And I believe many of us do this in our life whenever we face these challenges. So I have a question. Once you wanted to become MF Hussain, but you gave up and you picked up the job and you were doing it, how difficult changing of junction that time was for you?
It's very difficult. I can't live on the road. I can't live in a small room to struggle to do a lot of things. That is
Right,
the situation.
right. So I believe that was a turning point in your life when you decided that you won't continue this art work and you took up a job. And I believe once we become mature with the responsibilities, we take such decisions. So as an individual, we all do such sacrifices, but deep somewhere in our heart, we change that junction with a heavy burden. And I wish that we all change that junction with a positive approach and we surely make it. So what is the one message from all three junctions, teen, 20s and 30, you would like to give, because you too have crossed all these junctions, to our listeners?
First junction is you have to study and play and enjoy life and learn from the seniors how they are doing. If you're senior doing good thing, you follow that. Second is phase is your starting of career. You should concentrate and think about yourself. Can you do this? If you can do this, concentrate of 100% on that. And after the career is started, then you think how you will become a top in the career. And after that, that is not up to under your hand. After the Uparwala is there, he will see your activity.
And how do you see this pandemic situation? You too have done many exhibitions online.
So being in performer, it's very difficult to stay inside home. I have to perform every day. That is the situation. I have to be with everyone. I have to be social with everyone. It's very, very difficult for me because I used to stay almost 18 hours outside home. Now I'm 24 hours inside home. This is very difficult. That's why I started the technology. I use the technology and to connect with the people. So that is very, very important. Connection with the people.
So that's another junction you have changed, coming with the technology and connecting with people, staying inside the home. That's
Absolutely.
all. Right. So that's a really wonderful experience, listening all your amazing stories. Those were the inspiring stories about Panwala, JNU ke Baharwala, your journey of taking the interview, telling you to go out of the house. These are the magical stories. People have a lot to learn from this. I wish and pray that you keep inspiring all the people from all junctions of life. You are dealing with all three segments of society: teenagers, 20s, and even the senior artist. So I truly have seen you working with all such people. Thanks a lot for your work and tons of blessing for your work. Thank you so much.
Thank you inviting me and giving me so opportunity to discuss with you. Thank you so much.
And what about your last ending shairi?
एक शेर मैं आपको सुनाता हूँ. लोग कहते हैं कि बहुत पैसा होना चाहिए, बहुत रिच होना चाहिए, ये कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं होनी चाहिए, है ना. लेकिन मैं इसको थोड़ा दूसरा बात कहता हूँ. एक शेर है, चला जाता हूँ हंसता खेलता मौजे हवादिस से, अगर आसानियां हो तो जिंदगी दुश्वार हो जाए. जब तक हर्डल नहीं आएंगे तो आप लाइफ में अच्छा नहीं कर पाएंगे, चैलेंज नहीं ले पाएंगे. अब तो आपके पास हर्डल आते रहने चाहिए. अब हर्डल आएंगे तो फिर आप उसको बीट करो, फिर आगे जाओगे. तो दैट इज द लाइफ.
Anybody would like to get in touch with you just to get an idea about the career option, maybe media, getting some insights about future of art, because you have just said that new universities are coming up, the variation of curriculum is there. So where our listeners can reach you?
They can connect me anytime, no problem. You have my number, you can give it to anyone.
So I believe Qazi Saab, I call him Qazi Saab. Qazi Saab is available on Facebook. He is very active. Thank you so much, sir. Thanks a lot for sparing your time. Thank you so much.
Thank you for inviting me. Thank you very much.